All right, so today we'll be going over solving proportions with multiple variables and distribution. And so looking right here, here's our proportion. We have 5 plus x divided by 4 equals 2x minus 1 divided by 7. Now the first thing you want to do is we have two groups here in the numerator, and so you want to put parentheses around those to confine them together when we go into our cross multiplication. So our first cross product, we go across here and circle in the ones on a diagonal to each other. So first we have 7. On the other side we had parentheses 5 plus x. So parentheses 5 plus x, close parentheses. Now that's going to be equal to our other cross product over here, which is 4 times 2x minus 1. So we've got 4 times 2x minus 1. All right, so now we're finished with this part. Now we just solve a multi-step equation. So to solve this multi-step equation over here, first we need to get rid of the parentheses. To do that, we distribute or we multiply. So the 7 is multiplying times everything on the inside. First, 7 times 5 gives us 35. Next, 7 times positive x gives us positive 7x. Now that's everything on this side. We distributed evenly to everything in the group. So now we go to the other side and do the same. So the 4 multiplies inside the parentheses times the 2x. 4 times 2x gives us 8x. Then we have 4 times a minus 1 or a negative 1, which gives us minus 4. Now we no longer have parentheses. So the next thing we want to do is to find out, do we have any like terms on the same side that we can combine? Do we have any x's on this side? Well, we have one set of x's, but we don't have any other x's to combine it with on the same side. And we look on the other side of the equal sign. Same thing here. We don't have any other x's we can combine with 8x, and we don't have any constants to combine with this minus 4, and on the other side with the 35. Now, one thing you can do right here is you can just take all your x's and rewrite them onto the left side. So right now that's what I'm going to do. If it's already on the left, I write it, so 7x, the same that it is. Same side, same sign. Now there was a x on the other side, we had 8x. Now to get it on the other side, on the opposite side, we do the opposite sign. So instead of positive 8x, I'm going to put negative 8x, which now becomes a minus, because it has something in front of it that has value to subtract from. So I've taken these. Now I say, okay, well, what am I going to be putting on the other side? Well, anything without an x, my constants, or my regular numbers. So right here, I've got a 35. To get it on the opposite side, I'll do the opposite. So instead of positive 35, I'll have negative 35. And the minus 4 is already on this side, so I'm just going to bring it down minus 4. And I finished those two. There's nothing left, so now I can combine like terms. Over here, these two are like terms, so 7x's minus 8x's, or just 7 minus 8, gives me a negative 1. And then the x hangs around for the ride. Now right over here, negative 35 minus 4. That's going to give me negative 39. Now I can't stop because I want to have just x by itself. Okay, we want a positive x. Right now it's a negative 1x. So we need to go ahead and divide by this negative 1. And if we do it to one side, we have to do it to the other. Now, what's the reason for dividing by negative 1? Well, when we look, it was multiplying times that x. And so to get rid of it, we do the opposite to get it on the opposite side. Okay, so negative 1 divided by negative 1 gives us a positive 1. So we have positive x equals, and again, a negative divided by negative is a positive, so 39 divided by 1 gives us 39. And that would be our answer. All right, now let's try a different one. So here's another problem right here. X plus 9 over 12 equals x over 4. So again, parentheses around my groups. Okay, so right here we have x plus 9 in parentheses. I didn't have any other groups, and so now I'm ready to go ahead and cross multiply. So I'm going to take it at the diagonal, just like I did in the last problem. I'm going to rewrite it. So I've got 4 times x plus 9 in parentheses. 4 times x plus 9 in parentheses. Set it equal to my other cross product, which is 12 times x. And I can just go ahead and put 12 times x here. You could go ahead and simplify it and put 12x. That's fine. Now we have parentheses, so we need to distribute. So the 4 is going to distribute evenly to everything in those parentheses. So 4 times x gives me positive 4x. Then we have 4 times positive 9, which gives me a positive 36. And we already said 12 times x is 12x, so I write it. Now, we don't have any more parentheses. We finished this step. Now we have our next equation. Now, we need to get all of the like terms on the same side. So we have a 4x here and a 12x over here. Well, again, I'm going to write all my variables on the left. The 4x is over here, so I just bring it down. The 12x needs to come across. So whenever it goes across the middle, across that equal sign, it's going to become the opposite. So instead of positive 12x, we get a negative 12x. Now, looking up, I've already used this one and this one, so I can cross those out. They're already rewritten. Now, that positive 36 or the plus 36, it doesn't have an x, it doesn't have a variable. So I want it on the opposite side. And again, to move it on the opposite side, I write the opposite. So instead of positive 36, I'm going to have a negative 36. And all I'm forgetting is my equal sign. So I'm going to bring that equal sign down. And here we go. Now I combine anything on the same side. So 4 minus 12, or 4x minus 12x. Okay, we get negative 8x, then equals negative 36. Now, all we're left to do is divide, because again, we want the x by itself, and right now it's multiplying times negative 8. So to get that negative 8 to go to the opposite side, I have to do the opposite. And so instead of multiplying, we're going to divide by that same number, because we want to move the negative 8 across. We're going to leave the x there, so it doesn't go on the bottom, just that negative 8. So we end up with a positive x equals, and then right here, negative 36 divided by negative 8. The negatives cancel each other out to get a positive, and 36 divided by 8 is 4.5. Okay, so x equals positive 4.5. All right, now, here's two problems you can try on your own. So go ahead and pause the video right now so you can write these down, and then I'll go ahead and show you the answers. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video so you can write them down. Okay, so are we ready? So for this first problem, 3 divided by x plus 2 equals 5 over x minus 3. You should have gotten x equals negative 9.5 or negative 9.5. Okay, now for the second problem, 4x over 7 equals 3x plus 2 over 5. For this one, you should have gotten x being equal to negative 14. Okay, so how'd you do? Did you get them both right? If you didn't, go back up, rewatch this video, and then try to check what steps you missed whenever you tried to solve them on your own. Okay, good luck.